Alice Alvey is here in the house. Alice Alvey, so good to have been working with you on this podcast for 15 plus years. Hard to imagine. And she started when she was in high school. Alice, what good news do you have for us on the regulatory front? Any updates? What do we need to be commenting on?
A couple of things that I was picking up on. First of all, I've got a chance to look at the agency's quarterly reports as we've all been talking about the market and everyone's focused on what's going to happen this fall. And one of the interesting things is really taking a look at the changes in the market by state. And to your point about the services and the ability to look down and drill down into the neighborhoods, when you look at the Federal House Price Index, the FIFA House Price Index, it really is starting to show what's going on out west, in particular out west, where there really is no appreciation. People are feeling that. I've got a low interest rate. I may have overpaid for my house, and that's going to contribute to people not being able to move, to your comments about not a lot on the market. I encourage everyone to really understand where Fannie and Freddie are at, take a look at their numbers. And the quarterly reports have been out for a little bit. They were just published in August, but interesting stuff in there as you, in particular, take a look at the housing market in November and December, right? We're on the edge of that cliff, that annual cliff when volume goes down. And so you really want to make sure you've got a tight ship and you've got a business strategy for the winter months. Another quick thing I wanted to give everybody an update on is the NMLS policy guidebook has been updated. And one of the things that jumped out in that was that lenders or anybody who's reporting, I shouldn't just say lenders because the banks are in there too. When an LO leaves the company, you now need to select in a drop down the reason they left. So now it will be in NMLS whether or not they were a voluntary resignation, they were permitted to resign, they were discharged, or they were part of a reduction in workforce. So interesting new data that will be coming through the NMLS as loan officers change where they're licensed. So that's my quick update for now, Dave. I think the main thing that there's a lot of talk about the trigger leads legislation. That's probably not going to, it's stalled. We'll see if we can get any momentum there. And then last but not least, Fannie and Freddie have their mandate to be able to take a look at the Vantage score. There's a lot of talk that they're going to be moving forward, but it's really hard to see that's really around the corner like they talk about in their roadmaps. I'll keep track of that, but right now it's hard to devote a lot of resources to something that's already taken many years to try and implement. So we'll see what really happens with implementing the two scores and the Vantage score.
Very good.
Now that's really my end.
Yeah.
Alice, it's Mark. I got a question. I'm a little bit concerned about the drop down on why loan officers leave because are they given a real good definition of what each of what those items that you could select means? Or is it just the word?
Yeah, they provide definitions for everything, but I'm not sure if you would define it as good. We'll take a look and I'll double check the definitions, but I understand what you're saying. It's just a judgment call on many cases.
I'm concerned about the discharge one. I think if someone has done something bad in the industry and they need to be discharged, that needs to be noted. But if someone decides they're going to reduce staff and they call that a discharge and just mark the wrong thing, that could be a wide interpretation. And it all depends on how much that information is available out there to the public. And if it is, then you got a sense of liability on that. Sometimes people I found in the industries, different industries, go out and put something out without thinking the follow through of what could happen with that information. I'm just concerned about that.
The unintended consequences. Yeah, great point. Yeah, Alice.
Yeah, I'll double check on on who it's going to be available to see whether or not other lenders can see that, or if that type of information is not usually in the public view, but could another lender see that status? I will double check on that.
Yeah, that is quite a significant development. Thank you so much, Alice. Appreciate you being here as you are and have been for 15 plus years. Appreciate it.